have to do some exploring again in the ghost town today. Hello everybody and welcome back to 539. So lately I've been talking about these really strong storms that have occurred over the last few months. We had even winds up to around 70 miles per hour. And so I've been checking out some of these places to see what kind of damage has been done. And so I thought this place that we're going to today would be really interesting because I had mentioned it well before all of these storms took place and mentioned that this large tree was in a very precarious, very dangerous state, sitting right above a bunch of memorials, and I didn't think it was really too far away from falling over and being pushed over by the nearest strongest gust of wind. But you can see the entryway to part of the ghost town right there, and you can kind of tell how empty the reservoir is. I don't know how clear it is on film. It's probably actually more clear on film than for me looking through the screen here. It's gonna be kind of sad if it's actually fallen over, but it'll be interesting to see just because of how bad the winds are if it really did. What are we doing? Well, that's kind of weird. That's a little shady. There's just some person parked in the middle of the trail right now. Well, that's disappointing. We're gonna have to come back. Okay. Alright, well, it appeared that there was somebody there. I couldn't really tell what they were doing, but with everything going on, I'm just gonna err on the side of safety, and we're gonna just do a little bit of an exploration of this ghost town right now and see what we can find before it gets dark here. And see if it turns into an episode. If not, maybe we'll throw it up on the second channel or in the behind the scenes stuff. Marked as a dead end. I don't even know what in the world that we're gonna find back here. I do have a few things marked on the maps though. It is kind of a hunting area, so I've got to be a little bit careful. I don't know even if we're gonna be able to get out though. Well, we'll be able to, but I don't know if it's gonna be worth getting out. And also, everything's marked as wildlife management, but I have no idea if there's anybody even living back here, if this is just an old abandoned road that people can park on to go hunt. There are definitely barriers that I don't want to get trapped behind. So we are on a completely dirt road. It looks like it probably had gravel on it at some point. It's been mostly smashed into the ground and washed away over the years. You can kind of hear how loose it is. See right there is Hunter parking. And there's even a few farmers' fields back here, which is kind of unusual in a way. Here's something here. Clearly, probably not from when it was actually a functioning town. I already ran into a person just randomly jogging back here. Again, making me think there might actually be a home. Occasionally there's these small little cutouts in the property lines of these reservoir areas, the wildlife areas, and they actually allow a few people to have remained over the years. Maybe we can take this. I actually don't know where this goes. I already smell cigarette smoke, I swear. So I found out what this was. I actually had it marked on the map. and it looks like there's an abandoned bridge down here. It used to be connecting another section of the road, and I don't know how much is left, but we're gonna go check it out. And there's a few other things on this road that are connected with the old area when it used to be built up. And so when I say not much left, there actually are pieces of the bridge, so it's not like we're gonna see absolutely nothing. And we technically could have driven all the way down here, but I did want to get out and hike a little bit, do a little bit of walking around and get a little exercise. But also, you never know with these roads how easy it's going to be to get out once you've gotten down here. So sometimes I've gotten in some places that I've been quite surprised that I've gotten out of over the years. Well, you can always find weird things here too. There's somebody's just random shoe there. What's kind of neat about it is that these are still technically public roads. They're not private property. You are allowed to go here, and you can even see that they've still maintained a lot of these signs. And you can see because it is a ghost town, there's historical protection here as well. So you have to be really careful with what you do. But, so here we are. And it doesn't look like anybody's fishing. I really hope, sometimes these things are not the cleanest. So I can't vouch for anybody who has spray painted this wall, but yeah. So across the river, and we'll try and actually drive over that way. I think I have actually photographed there once before. There's another whole section of roads that way, and it's all just nature area now. You can go there, you can hunt, you can fish, you can pretty much do whatever you please as long as you're kind to the environment. So it's kind of an interesting place to drive around, and again, we're in an area that used to be a pretty bustling area, at least a decently sized town. And again, in some of the previous episodes, we visited the cemetery that used to be actually in the town and was flooded, and all the markers were moved to a different location. And we've actually gone down during periods like this of really low water and checked out some of the ruins that are actually flooded, some of the homes and businesses and things that were flooded underneath this area known as Memorials, or excuse me, as Monument City. Not really sure what this is. It's a metal piece. It might have been part of a beam, like the base of a beam that then held up the rest of the bridge, because obviously the roadway is now missing. Alright, at any rate, there's not a heck of a lot here, so go ahead and walk up around the top end of this bridge, then we'll finish driving down the road here, see if there's anything else to see. I'm not sure if I have anything else marked on the maps. And then we will head on to the other side and do a little tour of that area, see what else we can find. You can see way back there. I'll go ahead and zoom in. You can see the road stretching way down through the trees. And if you look real closely, it's actually several fishing bobbers dangling in the trees above the water there. And this would have been the original roadway right here. Well, probably actually should have driven down here. The sun's getting pretty low. I don't know how much time I actually have left, but we're gonna get as much of this done as possible. And I guess if we have to make a a second episode out of it, we'll do it, because this is kind of a fun area. Alright, we made it back to this tiny little intersection of sorts here. And we're gonna hop back in and head this direction down the rest of the road. That is, if I have anything else marked. If not, then we're gonna head back this direction and then around there. Alright, so here's the deal. It looks like absolutely nothing, but I am gonna go ahead and drive really quickly and head down towards that last, because it kind of has another intersection up here, and you can kind of see through the woods his home there. And then this is actually what I was talking about here, so this goes down even further. Which, fine stuff or enough, I kind of, or not, I mean, I kind of like stuff like this, just because, again, it used to be, you know, a fairly built-up area, and now it's just dirt roads and a ghost town, and there's a few remnants of things here and there, but yeah, it's mostly just empty now. But I still find it really fascinating. I thought it'd be worth it to check it out. I'm gonna have to be real careful now though, because I can tell the color of the road is changing. Well, it hasn't been a complete waste coming out today. This is kind of interesting, and definitely a new section of this area, even though we may not find anything down here. But we'll be quick about it, and then we'll go check out the other side of the bridge and at least have a little bit of a ghost town exploration to break up some of the other types of videos that we've been doing recently here. It is incredibly muddy. You can see that some people have actually ventured down here and tried it, but it's starting to now even stick to my shoes. And I have had cases in the past where I've almost gotten stuck in situations like this. So, kind of happy to not bring the car all the way down here right now. Although there's something over there. I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously this would have been a road, and there probably would have been a decent amount of farm property here. But there's something sticking out of the water, or not out of the water, on the bank over there. It's kind of weird. It's like right there. I'd walk over to it, but I don't actually have time right now if I want to make the rest of this happen. We've probably got less than 40 minutes left of enough light to film in. Well, I could do it for this area, but I just don't know if it's going to be worth it to film in the dark here. Definitely a cool, desolate area to check out, though. And I'm gonna go ahead and guess I would not have made it back up had I driven all the way down and tried to make a circle. It's hard enough just to walk through. It might take a bit to actually clean my shoes off to the point where I can get in the car again even. Alright. Let's head and see if we can find the other side of this bridge without too much effort. What I was kind of hoping to find was maybe another little graveyard in one of these little kind of divots on the side of the road. This little bit of brush that's kind of carved out in between the road and the field. And so I was thinking maybe we might find something in there, but it doesn't look that way now. This might actually be a crossroad. I can't really tell. Maybe not though. Alright, we made it back to the main road here. It actually appears that I'm going to have to go through a small town to make it to the other end of this. Seems like we might have just enough time here. This is gonna look suspicious probably to this guy, but I'm gonna wait way too long and let this truck go by so that I don't have to worry about being behind somebody. Now it doesn't really matter though, does it? Shoot. Everything you see in that direction, for the most part, is wilderness area. So we're gonna turn right up here towards this little town known as Lancaster. And we're gonna take this little back road through it to the other side of this bridge here. There's actually a decent sized cemetery right there. Looks kind of old. I can't remember if I've been to this one or not. I think I might have been to this one. Alright, so the road should be coming up here. Oh, maybe I haven't been to that one. It's kind of really hard to tell where the roads are and where people's driveways are though. There's just this, okay, here we are. Yeah, it's just this tiny little road right here, I think. Alright, randomly the battery that I just charged went ahead and died on me. So this should be the road. Kind of an interesting looking road here. And this should bring us directly, as suspicious as it probably looks, to this little abandoned bridge that we were standing at earlier. See if anybody decides, okay, there's wildlife signs up here, so no one's gonna get suspicious. Good. Well, that's kind of creepy. It says literally report illegal activities on this property. How creepy is this? Alright, that looks like an older piece of something. Maybe some old infrastructure. A little bit sketchier of an area, it looks like, especially with the signage up, but it doesn't say that I have to leave at any specific point. There's no hours, and there really aren't any hours on this wildlife area anyway, so there'd be no reason for me to fear that. However, it would be probably easier for me to get in and out before the sun is completely gone, or at least before the light's completely gone. We probably got about 10 minutes left of actual sun, and then probably half an hour more of sunset. Well, I'm hoping this place is fairly apparent when I see it. So I know that it's gonna be crossing this river here. But I also accidentally left my phone back at the car. And I feel like running back now would just be a waste of time, but I'm pretty sure this is, well, this will be an interesting one. I think I just have to go straight though. I'm pretty sure that's the way. And I think it's just right up here. Alright, it looks like we're getting close. I thought I might have taken a wrong turn, because if the river kind of curves around, that little side road could have led straight to the bridge. I thought I saw someone back there. I don't think 100%. Not a big deal, but yeah, not like people around here are necessarily gonna start something. But after seeing that sign, I am slightly worried that, not again, but it's a big deal, that something just... a stone. I could hear it. Maybe I might have kicked it up with my feet. We'll just say that. Let's hope that. Alright, well, we're closer to this little area right here with the guardrails. It looks like it once was a parking area and they just moved it further back because apparently they didn't think they could trust people. Which again is a lovely reason to come here right at the edge of dusk. But the problem I'm having right now is that the river is going kind of in the opposite direction of what I thought it was going to. And so it seems like I shouldn't be heading this direction. Once again, oh, somebody's been back here doing some chainsawing. I think I probably should have taken that first turn. Oh, but this goes down. Maybe this is it right here. But I didn't see it though, that's the thing. But maybe this makes more sense though. See, we're winding down. This road's so old that it's now just grass now. I'm still a little skeptical. This seems to be... The problem is this place curves around so much. Especially, well, we found something though. This is definitely a piece of an old structure here. So this was a house. It seems. Definitely some kind of wood structure that was pretty large. You can see how big of an area it is. I mean, this is all just pieces right in here. I suppose it could have been part of an old nature trail. I don't know if it's a lookout area or what, but it doesn't seem like it would be. Huh. Interesting. Oh look, there's the... No, it's definitely a foundation. It definitely was some sort of permanent structure. You can see more pieces of it right there. Wow. We're finding stuff. I guess it's not a complete loss if this doesn't lead to the bridge. But I guess that's what I get for leaving my phone. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a deer out in this field here. I don't think this is it. I think this was just someone's very, very old driveway. So I think I was right when I said that I should have taken that first intersection to the right, and that although it appeared that the river curved around in this direction, it actually, why does it keep losing my face? I might have, excuse me. Wait, this isn't it, is it? Alright, this is the last thing I'm gonna check and then I'm gonna head back. Definitely animal poop. So, unless this is that area that we were looking at across the river that had the weird stuff coming up the banks. But here we are at the river again, and no sign of the bridge. This is what I was thinking. It curves all the way around, and then had we taken that first turn there to the right, we certainly probably would have made it. However, since I like this place a lot, and it seems like I found a decent amount today. We found pieces of what appears to be an old abandoned, I would guess from the structure, probably an old barn and not the home. You can see that there was an old foundation there. You can see the old roads and pieces of the old bridge back here from the other side. So since I have a lot more places in this town, see, it's losing my face almost immediately, so I'm just gonna stop. So at any rate, like I was saying, I think I'm just gonna make this into a multiple part series, and well, I guess I have to end it up here unless I can see for certain. Oh, you know what? There's definitely deer or something back there. This is it. It's just way, way further than what I'm thinking. That's almost, that looks like that could be several miles. But I think that's the exact road right here that I photographed from the other side. Alright. Well, say it's a bust finding the other section of this road, but it's still kind of fun to get out here and find these little pieces of what used to be civilization. You know, even this right here is just an old parking area that's no longer legal for anybody to park at. The road closes way off that way, and so it's just kind of sitting here in the middle of the woods for anybody that decides to hike on down and check it out. Among, like I said, the ruins of bridges and homes and barns and all kinds of stuff. And what I'm thinking maybe as part 2, we'll actually check out the original cemetery that I was trying to reconnect with after these storms, and we'll add that in, as it's been sort of a goal of mine to slightly modify how these series works to be able to offer multiple locations and episodes and do all kinds of fun stuff that might appeal to a wider variety of people. You know, I know there's a lot of you out there that like the wilderness, a lot of you out there like the abandonment, a lot of you out there like the cemeteries, and then there's some of you out there that enjoy it all. And so I'd like to maybe find a way to at least sometimes combine those together so that I can make episodes that, you know, are more broadly appealing for my entire audience. Alright, skipping forward just a tad, we can see here is the intersection that I was referring to. You can even see some sort of old foundation that had been torn up. Who knows what the reasoning behind it was, or even what it used to be. It kind of looks like it used to be part of a sidewalk, though. It really does have that appearance. You can kind of see the edge where, you know, they would fit together. So it might have been the old sidewalk going through the area. And again, just a long, presumably empty road into nowhere. But we'll come back and we'll try both roads out. We'll head back down that area and walk the several more miles and see if it gets to where we're going. And if not, we'll come back and hit up that area. I think, alright, we're coming back up on the gate here. And here we are. Now just to find out what I did wrong and figure out how to correct it the next time. Alright, thanks everybody. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure to give the episode a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for part 2.